This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
It was a somber reminder as to what can happen in a single instant if you don't pay attention while driving through a work zone. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Lisa Sugar in for Ken Cara. This is SSPTV News, your place for 24 hours of your hometown news and information. We begin with our headlines from SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. An accident in downtown Hazleton left one vehicle on its roof. We brought you the details on Facebook Live right after it happened just after noon today at the intersection of Broad and Church Streets. Hazleton police said an 84-year-old Hazleton man driving a Nissan Maxima was traveling north on Broad Street when he ran the red light and struck a Chevy Equinox driven by a 60-year-old Hazleton woman. The Equinox then rolled over, trapping the driver inside. Both vehicles had to be towed. All occupants went to the hospital with apparent minor injuries. State police in Frackville are investigating a fatal crash in Schuylkill County. It happened just after 1:30 yesterday afternoon on Burma Road in Ryan Township. A Dodge Dakota driven by 54-year-old Mary Klickner of Mahanoy City was traveling south in the right lane, while a Chevy HHR driven by 54-year-old Paul Winans, also of Mahanoy City, was traveling behind it. Troopers say Winans was attempting to pass Klickner when his vehicle sideswiped hers, went off the road and struck a tree. Klickner and a passenger in her vehicle were not injured. Winans was pronounced dead at the scene. This week is Work Zone Safety Awareness Week. Representatives from the Governor's Office, the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation, the Pennsylvania Turnpike Commission, and the Association of Pennsylvania Constructors gathered yesterday for the official kickoff and to honor lives lost by hosting PennDOT's statewide Workers Memorial in Harrisburg.
We know that approaching another construction season means lots of orange barrels and cones, possible detours, but it also means our roads and bridges are going to be smoother and better as a result. Construction season also too often means high-risk hazards for the men and women who do the hard work to deliver these transportation programs. And the awful truth is, we have lost 87 of our dedicated employees since 1970. That's more than our sisters and brothers in state law enforcement. We are here today to call attention to National Work Zone Awareness Week, which runs through April 7th.
These cones and helmets beside me and the memorial that PennDOT's put up beside me on the left are all representative of lives lost. These are employee lives lost. What it's not representative of is the impact that the loss of a family member has on a family. The loss of a husband, the loss of a father. These things have a significant impact on how these folks go through their daily lives.
Everybody is a family, and everybody wants to go home safely to that family, just like the motoring public wants to get to where they're going and eventually go home to their family at the end of the night. Our guys want to do the same.
Officials urge motorists to pay close attention to flaggers and signs in work zones and avoid distracted driving. Will municipalities that rely solely on state police protection soon have to pay for that protection? I sat down with a representative from one community that would be impacted by such a move. Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf is proposing that municipalities that do not have their own police departments would pay for state police protection. And in Luzerne County, 24 communities rely solely on the state police for 24-hour coverage, including Hazel Township, which has 52 square miles, one of the largest municipalities. Here to tell us what impact that would have on Hazel Township is Bill Gallagher, a Hazel Township supervisor. You've been hearing about this. There's nothing etched in stone yet. It hasn't been voted on or become a reality. What is your reaction to it? I know this has come up in years past.
Yeah, well, this will be the third time that a sitting governor has proposed the legislation. This time, though, however, Governor Wolf really hasn't clarified anything other than saying we're going to charge each resident $25 in a municipality that doesn't have their own police force. So we're waiting to hear, a little bit more about it. There's a lot of unanswered questions, as there normally is, and at that time, if it seems reasonable, and I would be the first one in line with $25 if we would get state police coverage full time like that. But we have to wait and see what the governor wants to do.
Because you're not sure what that $25 is for just the head of household or for every person or people over 18?
Right. As far as I know, he hasn't made that determination yet. If you're a household of 6, are you going to pay, $150, or if it's just a husband and wife, are you paying, $25 or $50? The other question we have is, if you are paying for state police coverage, are they going to enforce local ordinances? Because currently the state police don't do that. They're a great organization, first organization in the country. Troop N is outstanding, especially to the Hazel Township and its residents. They're there anytime we need them, but we have to have a lot of answered questions. If you're paying for state police coverage, does that mean that you'll have officers in the township every day? There were proposals in the past that was what Rendell or Corbett wanted to do, was where you would buy the hours of officers, and if you wanted 8 officers per day in your township, there was a set fee. So it's going to fall back on not only what the governor wants to do, but how the elected officials in Harrisburg feel about it. Both times it was voted down, and I think we need both a clarification and to see how all the municipalities in the state feel about it.
Would you consider your own force or regionalization, I know, which has been looked at in past years?
Yeah, this would be the 3rd time we've talked about regionalization. And again, some of the issues that we would face is the size of Hazel Township. It's just so large, and because it's not a straight 52 square miles, we have to go around the city, you have to go around the borough. A lot of people don't realize, our coverage area, and we're all the way out in Tom Hicken. There's a section of Hazel Township. Eagle Rock is probably a third, a little bit more than a third, closer to a half Hazel Township. Jeansville, you're there. You're out against the Foster Township line in Drifton. So in order to respond to such areas, it would take you 15, 20 minutes sometimes just to get across the township. And that's an issue, even whether you have your own force or you have a regional force with other municipalities. I think that the one thing that would have to be addressed would be the timing of trying to get to incidences.
So your next step in all of this is what? Wait and see?
Wait and see, I guess. There are some feelers out again. The municipalities, again, we're great up here. Butler and the borough and the city and Freeland, Foster, all of them. We're always talking about things. There's constantly things being passed or looked at in Harrisburg, and we do go back and forth. And I'm sure that the regionalization question will come up again. We were really close last time with West Hazelton, and there were some issues, and then it backed down again, and the governor pulled out, and we never went through with it. But yeah, it's not going to be a dead issue either way, and I don't know if it'll ever be completely finalized or what the best answer is going to be.
All right. Well, as soon as we learn more about what the proposal is by Governor Wolf, I hope you'll come back in and talk to us again.
Oh, absolutely.
All righty. Bill Gallagher, Hazel Township Supervisor. The Freeland Municipal Authority tells us it will flush fire hydrants tomorrow between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. They say residents may experience a slight disturbance, which will subside in a short while. April is National Autism Awareness Month. Yesterday, the Hazleton Area School District held its 3rd annual Autism Awareness Day. Under the direction of the district's transition liaison, Angela Avilian, students from the Classy Corner Cafe at the Hazleton Area Career Center sold T-shirts to promote autism awareness. Over 1,850 shirts were sold district-wide. All proceeds remain in the district to pay for field trips and special activities for students with special needs. Now, Kenny will have details on how the high school girls softball team showed its support a little later on tonight in sports. And tonight is the first of 13 lucky nights here on SSPTV News. Powers and Thomas Entertainment Group and the Laurel Mall proudly present the first ever Laurel Mall Spring Fling Outside Carnival. And we have a family 4-pack of tickets from them for one lucky viewer. A $100 value that includes unlimited rides. The carnival takes place April 21st through the 30th on the grounds of the Laurel Mall. So call us now at 570-459-9813, extension 104, and leave us your name and your phone number, and we'll pick one lucky winner. Stay tuned to SSPTV News for more chances to win. Tonight we have a shout out for DJ Habig, one of our SSPTV News fans on Facebook. Thank you, DJ, for the support. Like our Facebook page for your chance at a nightly news shout out. Coming up, the Easter Bunny needs your help with an area egg hunt, and Kenny takes us to that special softball game with a really great ending.
This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
A local group needs your help to pull off their Easter egg hunt for local children. The Shenandoah Volunteers Group Easter egg hunt is Saturday, April 15th at 1 p.m. in Bicentennial Park. Kids up to 12 are invited to participate, but they need donations of small individually wrapped candy, plastic Easter eggs, DVDs, coloring books, gift cards, monetary donations, and more. You can bring those items to 116 North Main Street in Shenandoah or to the Shenandoah Senior Living Community on East Washington Street by April 10th. For more information, call 570-462-0946 or 570-205-3455. Time now for our weekly trip outdoors with Standard Speaker reporter Kent Jackson.
The temperature was chilly. The rain had just stopped after falling for 24 hours, so the Little Schuylkill River was fast, deep, and muddy. But the weather didn't keep people home on opening day of trout season in Schuylkill County. County residents lined the banks, but so did anglers from Luzerne County. Trout season doesn't begin up north there until 2 weeks later, so they drove south to get a head start. I met one man who traveled from Rutland, Vermont. He fishes with his cousins who live in Schuylkill County, but he's been making the trip for 7 years. He hopes someday to catch a yellow rainbow trout. The odds don't favor him. Pennsylvania's Fish and Boat Commission stocks 2 or 3 golden rainbows for every 1,000 brook or brown trout released into our streams and lakes. On opening day, fishing gave everyone who tried it a chance to enjoy the hypnotizing sound of the river. Some people found spots all by themselves, and to interview them, I walked through thickets where deer had passed, and white-throated sparrows stayed pretty well hidden except for the yellow stripes across their foreheads. I saw them but couldn't catch them with my camera. Anglers had more success, however, catching trout. A few took home some for supper, especially when they caught larger fish, but many anglers were happy enough to return the trout to the river. Those fish swam away, but the memories will stay with the boys and girls and men and women who spent a day on the water.
Time now for weather on SSPTV News.
Well, it was a dreary day today. However, tomorrow should be a beauty. Here is your local forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight, there's a chance of showers and thunderstorms, cloudy with a low of 43 degrees. In our 4-day outlook, sunshine tomorrow, a high getting up near 60. Rain overnight tomorrow with a low of 42. On Thursday, it gets ugly again with rain, a possible thunderstorm, and a high of 51. More of the same for Thursday night with a low down to 36 degrees. On Friday, cloudy with a chance of showers, a high of 44. Showers overnight Friday with a low of 33 degrees. Then on Saturday, believe it or not, there is a chance of snow showers in the early morning. Then sunny with 46 degrees. Partly cloudy on Saturday night with a low of 33 degrees.
We're back here at Edgewood by Sand Springs, and if you didn't see the renovations yet, you got to come down, you got to come and see Samantha Perkowski. She is the certified wedding coordinator. So thanks for having us back.
Thank you so much, Janine. We're here in our Azalea room today, and what we would really like to tell our viewers and potential brides is all about our wedding tastings that we do. So as far as that goes, once you're a booked bride and groom with us, we do complimentary tastings, which is so awesome. You know, you really get the chance to see what your food is going to look like the day of. Our chef is so wonderful. He makes everything from scratch, so homemade. He can really tweak flavors for you, and you get that chance to really see presentation at that time too.
So how does this work? Walk me through the process of a food tasting.
Sure, absolutely. So what we would do is we would have the bride and groom come in. They can actually bring whoever they want to in with them. Our chef makes everybody a platter. They get to choose up to 4 entrees from whatever package they're looking at. And we really take the afternoon, you know, to try all of the food. We kind of go through everything together. They kind of say what they like or what they don't like about it, and then we kind of, you know, we can tweak it for them as well. So as far as that goes, you know, it really gives them the chance to taste everything before the wedding day, which is great. They can make that decision then on their menu at that time.
So come hungry.
Yes.
And most of the times the brides don't get to eat the day of their wedding anyway.
Sure, absolutely. Well, we always want to make sure that they do, so we always try and get them appetizers and, of course, you know, their entree, but if not, we can always box it up and send it back with them then too.
What's the trend now as far as, is it an entree? Is it family style?
Sure, so definitely plated dinners are still very, very formal, but we do have a really awesome stations menu as well. That's something kind of different. It's really broken up around the room, so it does give the guests, you know, those options as far as what they would like to eat that day. If they want seconds, of course, too, and want to kind of switch it up with things, that's a really awesome menu that we're offering as well.
All right, so a lot of options here. Stop down and see Samantha here at Edgewood by Sand Springs. We'll see you next week on SSPTV News.
Thanks, Janine. Just a reminder, Edgewood by Sand Springs will host an open house this Sunday, April 9th from 1 until 4 p.m. Well, get out those lottery tickets. Time now for the green screen and your Pennsylvania midday winning lottery numbers. The pick 217, the pick 3519, pick 43049, and the pick 508558. Good luck if you played. Hope you won. Kenny's in with that special sports story coming right up.
Time now for sports on SSPTV News.
The Hazleton Area High School girls softball team was supposed to host an autism awareness game at their home field on Monday. The team invited some of their classmates with special needs to enjoy the game. The team was also planning to decorate the field with posters. Thanks to the weather we've been having, their field isn't ready for play yet, so the game had to be moved to Tunkhannock, and most of the plans were scrapped. Adding to that, Hazleton trailed in the game 3-2 late, and it seemed like the day was going to be a wash. But for the Lady Cougars, there's always hope. Here's Ken Caro with our story.
Before the season, the Hazleton Area High School softball team was trying to come up with a fundraiser. When they finally got their idea, senior slugger Hope Kinney fell in love with it.
And we were kind of talking about just basically what can we do for the community to get more people out to a home game, which unfortunately wasn't home today, but you know, we came across autism and we said, let's do it. And she said, oh, it's perfect. You know, I'm around those kids. So she was really excited for it.
Kinney spends 8th and 9th period every day working as an office assistant in the special education room at the high school.
You choose to work in the offices, but I choose to have mine in the special education room. And I made a lot of new buddies this year that I will never forget.
She started working with kids with special needs in 7th grade.
I mean, in middle school I had the calling. I loved being around them. I mean, they bring a smile on my face every day. Like, I'll be in the worst mood ever and I go in there and I have the biggest smile on my face right walking in the room. They change my mood just like that, like in a blink.
The team sold 1,800 t-shirts as a fundraiser. While not everyone has the same experience as Kinney, fellow senior Megan Trivalpiece recently played in an all-star basketball game that featured Pittston Area High School's Ellie Bartoli. Bartoli has Down syndrome and is the Lady Patriots manager, but she logged some minutes on the court during the all-star game. I asked Trivalpiece what she hopes people take away from the Lady Cougars Autism Awareness Game.
Just give everybody the time of day. Like, we're all just trying our best to fit in and be together, so include everybody, just make everyone feel special like the way you would want to feel. So they're great kids just like a lot of other kids are, so make them feel just as important as they are.
Now to the highlights. Hazleton area's first offensive inning started with a Taylor Kashak single, followed by a great bunt by Rebecca Rossi, and eventually Hope Kinney drove in a run. With the game tied in the final inning, the Lady Cougars started with a Kashak single, a great bunt by Rossi. Trival Peace then moved Kashak to third base, and then Kinney came up to the plate. Game over. Hazleton area 4, Tunkhannock 3. That was the story on offense. Here's what happened on defense for the Lady Cougars.
We only gave up 4 hits. Defensively, Taylor Kashak had a diving catch today. A lot of putouts from the left side of the field. Foul balls, Megan Trival Peace running over to the fence and catching. I mean, I'm happy.
Starting pitcher Erica Book went the distance and got the win and made this great double play. There were a lot of great moments in this game for the Lady Cougars, so Kinney will have a lot to tell her friends during 8th and 9th period.
Do they know you play softball?
Yeah, they actually all wish me good luck today. I couldn't get there because we left before 8-9, so I went in there 1-2, and they all wished me good luck. They patted me on my shoulders and everything. It was awesome.
Do you have a story for tomorrow?
Yeah, I do have a story for tomorrow. I'm going to tell them watch this.
For SSPTV Sports, I'm Ken Kara.
Thanks, Kenny. The money raised by the Lady Cougars will go for equipment and field trips for students with special needs in the Hazleton Area School District. Ken will have much more from the Lady Cougars Autism Awareness Game on the season finale of Out of Left Field, coming soon to SSPTV. Now the SSPTV Standard Speaker scoreboard. In other softball action, Tamaqua shut out Mahanoy area and Marion beat Schuylkill Haven. Mackenzie Joy had 2 doubles for the Phillies. Marion also got a win in baseball. Max Nolter had 4 runs batted in for the Colts. Shenandoah Valley topped rival Mahanoy area. Tamaqua pulled away late from Deeruf. In college baseball, Penn State Hazleton lost to Penn State Wilkes-Barre. The Penn State Hazleton women's softball team rolled over Wilkes-Barre in 2 games. Former Lady Cougars Samantha Varela got the win in the first game and also hit 2 home runs. In boys volleyball, Hazleton area beat Hanover area. And finally, Lehighton beat Tamaqua in boys track and field. That's all we have for sports for today. Let's move on to our social report.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, the first annual Don Shaw Memorial Golf Tournament will be held Saturday, July 8th at the Blue Ridge Golf Club in Mountaintop. Registration begins at 12:30 with a 1:30 shotgun start. Cost is $100 per player and includes green fees, cart, and dinner. Dinner-only guests will be $25. All proceeds benefit the Don J. Shaw Memorial Fund. For info, just call 570-868-4653. And one more quick announcement, the group Healthy Shenandoah will be sponsoring a cleanup of Bicentennial Park in the borough's southeast section from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Saturday, April 8th. Interested residents are invited to help clean the borough's parks. Volunteers are asked to bring rakes, shovels, gloves, and other equipment. For info, just call 570-622-6097. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. SSPTV News would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Barbara S. Ballard of Fern Glen. Memorial is Saturday at 6 p.m. at the Trinity Lutheran Church. The Harmon Funeral Home assisted the family with the arrangements. Edmund G. Pinger Sr., formerly of Freeland. Funeral is Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. from the Harmon Funeral Home. Friends may call Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Stephen J. Barna III, formerly of McAdoo. Funeral is Thursday at 10 a.m. from the Damiano Funeral Home. Friends may call Thursday from 9 to 10 a.m. Mary Lingowski of Shepton. Memorial service is Friday at 11 a.m. in the St. Joseph's Cemetery. The Harmon Funeral Home is assisting the family with the arrangements. And Robert G. Pavlik of West Hazleton. Arrangements will be announced by the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home.
Now, don't forget to call for your chance to win those tickets to the Laurel Mall Spring Fling Carnival. We'll have more opportunities to win coming up right here on SSPTV News. Until then, have a great night.
Watch us online anytime at ssptv.com and follow us on Facebook and Twitter.